Thank you so much for signing up to volunteer for the Mooresville Back to School Bash. This year, our event is going to look very different. Students and families attending the bash will be required to stay inside their vehicle until the optional clothing area located at the end of our drive-thru. Before we get started with your job-specific training video, let's go over a few basics. All volunteers will be required to wear a mask and gloves while on site at Mooresville Middle School. We are taking every precaution to ensure that our volunteers and attendees stay safe during this unprecedented time. We ask that you please bring your own masks. We will have a limited amount of extra masks to give out, but we will supply all of our volunteers with a pair of gloves to wear. If you feel sick, have a fever, or any other symptoms of coronavirus, we ask that you please stay home and email us via info@b2sb.org so we will fill your spot with another volunteer. You should have received an email with information on your volunteer time, location, and parking information. However, let's review. The bash is going to be held at Mooresville Middle School, located at 233 Kistler Farm Road, Mooresville, North Carolina, from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. every night. This year, the event is split over 4 days: Tuesday, July 14th, Wednesday, July 15th, Thursday, July 16th, and Friday, July 17th. Please plan to arrive at 5 p.m. on your volunteer days, if at all possible. Arriving by 5:15 is extremely important because you need time to park, meet your team leader, and get ready. Bash attendees will start arriving promptly at 5:30 p.m., so please help us be ready for their arrival. When you arrive, you can enter via Kistler Farm Road through the main bash entrance, which will be marked with signage. You can see this entrance on the map on your screen. You will then park in one of our volunteer parking spaces labeled on the map. There's an additional volunteer parking lot that you can enter via the service road that is also marked on the map. If you are coming in a long truck that would likely stick past a parking space, please park in the back parking lot via the service road. When you arrive on site, please check in before heading to your station. Checking in allows us to keep track of who is here. It also allows us to direct you to your correct volunteer location and tell you who your partner will be if your station requires partner work. Check out the map above for a check-in table location. Dinner will be supplied to volunteers every night of bash. Tuesday and Wednesday, volunteers will receive a hot dog dinner. Thursday, pizza is going to be provided, and on Friday, there will be Chick-fil-A. Please arrive before 5:30 in order to have time to eat your meal, or you can grab it during any free time throughout the night. Now, let's get to your job-specific training information. Thank you so much for volunteering to be a shoe host at the bash this year. This role is extremely vital and will likely take the most time out of any station here at bash. Make sure you are wearing your mask and gloves while performing your role. Shoe host will work in teams of 2 that will be assigned for you. We will most likely pair family members together. If you have a family member or friend volunteering on the same day that you want to work with, and we don't put you together, let us know when you check in at the beginning of the night, and we can most likely get that sorted out for you. Each pair of volunteers is assigned a station. A station is a parking spot that will have all the required supplies for you to perform your role. At your station, you will find 2 shallow totes. We'll explain exactly what you'll do with these in a second. On your screen is a map of the shoe area for bash. Each station is marked on the map, and cars waiting for a station are also visible. At the beginning of the evening, and any time there's no car at your station, you want to be standing near your station where the shoe traffic director can see you. When this volunteer sees that your station is open, they will send a car to you. Make sure to wave at the car so they know where to go. Once a car pulls into your space, greet the people inside and grab the shoe card or cards from underneath the windshield wipers. These cards will each say a shoe gender, size, and color preference. For example, this card says MC5. That means that there's a student in the car getting a male child 5 shoe. If there are 2 cards underneath the windshield wipers, have each shoe host at the station take 1 card. If there are more than 2 cards, try to help multiple children at once in order to finish the car in as short a time period as possible. Once you have the shoe size and color preference, take your shallow bin over to one of the school buses located in the parking lot. These buses will hold the shoe inventory this year. The buses will be labeled, with one being for male shoes while the other is for female shoes. Once you approach the correct bus, you will notice that there are signs on the outside of the bus under the windows indicating shoe sizes. Approach the appropriate size you need from the outside of the bus. Inside the bus, there will be people giving out shoes through the windows. Hand the person responsible for the shoe size you need the shoe card that indicates what size you are looking for and the child's color preference. They will hand you 2 pairs of shoes in this size. If you are helping 2 children at once, repeat this process for the second child before returning to the car. Once you have gotten all the shoes you need, return to the car and hold up the bin to the window.
I see you have a male child 5 with a blue color preference. I'll go get that for you. I have a male child 5 with a blue color preference. Thank you.
Next, you will ask the child or parent which pair of shoes they prefer. Once they have chosen, have them grab the shoes out of the bin for the child to try on. The parent may say that they don't want to try on the shoes. If this is the case, they are free to exit your station. However, most people will want to try on shoes.
Pick which one you like better. Try on and see if it fits.
The only way for a BASH attendee to not receive one of the 2 pairs of shoes that you bring to them is if neither fit. If you are having trouble with an attendee complaining about the shoe style, looks, or quality, ask your team leader to help resolve the situation. If the first pair of shoes doesn't fit, take the shoes from the child and set them next to your station. Have them try on the other pair that you brought. If both pairs are too small or large, this is the only case where you should go get another round of shoes from the buses. Any shoes that a child tries on but doesn't keep will have to be sanitized before the next day, so don't take them back to the buses. Set them in the parking spot next to your station. If a child likes the first pair they try on, you will be left with a second pair in your bin that they have never tried on. If you have a break between vehicles, feel free to take it back to the bus. If not, return the pair to the buses when you are headed to get shoes for your next car. Once all children in a car have a pair of shoes that they are satisfied with, point the car towards the exit and let them know about our optional clothing area that is to the right once you exit the shoe parking lot.
It fit, thanks.
All right, perfect. You can back up and head either to your right for clothing or exit left.
Once you have finished with a car, you will repeat this entire process by standing towards the back of your station, where the shoe traffic director can see that your station is open. The goal for your shoe station is to average 15 minutes or less per car. Some cars may be quick, and some will take a long time, but try to keep this goal in mind so traffic doesn't back up. If you have any questions, be sure to ask your team lead. They will be wearing a bright-colored team leader shirt. If you need a Spanish interpreter, ask your team lead to radio them for you. Try to always stay 6 feet away from other volunteers and BASH attendees. Thank you again for volunteering your time to help the students in your local community. If you have become unavailable for a volunteer slot you signed up for, please email info@b2sb.org so we can delete your registration. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, you can also email us to get in touch. We will likely be sending out a reminder email closer to your volunteer date that has information such as your team leader's name. Thank you so much for supporting the Mooresville Back to School BASH.